Hi there, I'm Michelle. Welcome to my channel. As you can see, it's been quite some time since I've done the last video, and more often than not I usually do a live video. Now it was just to save time. However, I've been thinking how I want to do something a bit different with this video and going forward in the future. Just want to give you a brief background of who I am. First and foremost, I am a visual artist and photographer. I've been doing it for the past, I'd say 3 or 4 years more seriously. And the story behind that was I studied abroad in Australia for a good 6 months, and within that time I finally decided, hey, maybe I should get a real camera. Yeah, I have my phone and everything, but just to have like a camera where I could study and learn how to operate it, that set me down a path to doing more serious photography work. Now, if you're familiar with this channel, photography is not something I normally talk about on here, and that's what I want to talk about today. As I've learned photography over the past few years, I've learned from various amazing creatives, photographers, visual artists, retouchers, etc. And even people in my real life that I have learned an amazing amount of knowledge from just over time. So in particular, most photographers that I've seen in general, they do tutorials or they do like behind the scenes, and I noticed there's a lot of, and they're amazing at what they do, and by no means I'm saying that I can't do any of that. I've been wondering how and what I can bring to the table as an artist myself, and by no means I'm not a professional. I like to see myself as a professional in how I carry myself and how I conduct and manage the jobs that I do, but by no means this is not something I do full time. It is something that I aspire to do full time, and it's something I am looking forward to doing, but I'm not there yet. In my current capacity of what I can do, I would like to do something a little bit different. And there's one photographer that comes to mind, and I've watched his content for the past, I want to say, year. His name is Tucker. If you don't know who he is, go check him out. He does a lot of topics that are more philosophical and a lot more of like psychology of photography, and that's really what I would like to focus on when I'm doing or talking about photography on this channel. In the future I may do tutorials and stuff like that or behind the scenes, but it's not something I'm going to do at this moment in time, because I feel like my knowledge is better useful in a more psychological way, where most people don't talk about, and that's the one thing that kind of drew me to doing more things about this topic versus, how I color grade this, or how do I make this look like a certain way. And I know there's a lot out there. I mean, there's probably a good, I'd say there's a good handful or more photographers that I actually focus on that do some really good work, and I will talk about them a different time. They are definitely people that are amazing at what they do, and I'm just directing my attention to a place where most people don't go. And actually, there was a couple of photographers that usually do behind the scenes stuff that kind of sat down, kind of brought it out, say, hey, this is what I'm really thinking when I'm doing the shoot. And I thought that was cool because it's a human element, it's a human side of, they're not just like, oh, I'm this great, amazing photographer or artist and look what I can do. They presented a side of themselves that were human, and I have mad respect for people like that. And even in real life, I meet people like that all the time. I have mad respect for people that are down to earth, they're real, they're not this fake plastic person that just looks a certain way, but it's totally different. Some of them, they're totally different in how they act or how they are in real life. And I have mad respect for people like that. I know as I'm making this video, there's a lot going on. I was originally going to start off like that. It's kind of obvious. I'm making this video, and at this time, there's a lot of protest. There's peaceful protest. There's a lot of other things going on. I'm not here to talk about that today. I do have a podcast that I am working on, and it should be done by the time this video goes up, that I will put in the description box below. My main thing I wanted to talk about today is that the change is inevitable for my channel, myself, and if you're watching this and thinking to yourself that, what can I do? You start with yourself. And over the past few months, I've been doing a lot of that. It seems much longer than that. It's only actually been 2 months that I've been out of the job. So it kind of gives you a background of where I'm at right now. So I haven't been working, but I'm okay. I'm fine. So I've been taking the time that I can to focus on myself, focus on developing my business, and focus on my craft. Those are and of course focusing on the people that I care about. Those are all the very important things to me. So that's what I'm doing. And that's what I have been doing. It's not something that's perfect. It's not something that I am continuously working on 24/7, because sometimes I don't feel like working on myself. Sometimes I just want to relax. And perhaps, relax and gaming is in a way working on myself, because it's taking some stress off, because staying at home for long periods of time it sounds like it's okay, it sounds like it's great. If you're working, it sounds like it's, I want to go home, that's where I relax. But if you're here all the time, it's becomes kind of like being in prison. And no, I haven't been in prison, never been to jail, but you have 4 walls, a door. As you can see, it's very hot. That becomes stress in itself. And to alleviate that, sometimes I game. I go online and I go on the Twitch, and I met some amazing people in the Twitch universe. Sometimes I just go for a walk. That's how I cope with it. And other ways is eating, which I don't highly recommend doing that as a stress relief all the time, because there's repercussions that come with anything you do more than moderation, such as me drinking this beer right now. So I want to thank you for joining me first and foremost. And something I've normally done is I drink a beer on my cast. And I'm not glorifying alcohol or anything like that. I'm not sure what the terms of services on YouTube is, but I'm just enjoying a beer. And if you want to come enjoy an alcohol, if you're of age, please by all means watch this video as I continue, and join me as I enjoy my beer and go over a few topics. So now that you're aware of the channel update, as I said in the past, I don't plan for this to be a photography channel. I just want it to be more a part of what I put out, a part of the content that I'm providing people in the long run. Now, if it becomes more of a photography channel, then so be it. But that's not the plan for this channel, and I'm still trying to figure out a name. So I'm probably just gonna use my name, and go from there. That seems like a more universal way I can use this channel versus Michaud Hyatt Photography, or not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not the name of my business anyways. It's not supposed to be my business channel, that's what I'm saying. It's more of like a, I guess, personal development / professional type of channel. That's how it's been. That's how I've always envisioned it, and that's where I'm going. That's the map that I'm following. And as you can tell, I'm sweating balls right now. It's like a hot box in here. I'm no joke. See all the sweat on my face? It's a hot box. Oh my god. Hold on one second. That is better. That is a lot better. And it's a good icebreaker as well. Is investing in the long game. And it doesn't have to necessarily be art, photography, music, or whatever. For me, it's photography. I watched a video of Jared Polin Chronos, and he had spoke about the long game. I wanted to talk about two main things as a response to two videos I've watched today. One of them, he was just saying that, he had been doing videos for 10 years, and I had no idea. I only started following him probably a couple years ago, probably longer than that, because he talks more about gear, like certain gear, like lenses, cameras, etc., and less about such as like tutorials and stuff like that. So he's one of my go-to people when it comes to gear, and I've gotten a lot of information just on that alone, and I've made decisions based on that. Not just his channel. There's two other people, probably, I'd say about 4 different photographers that I follow in regards to gear, and I look at who's saying what about what, what's great about this lens, or what's the cons on this camera, just stuff like that. It's very important. When you spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on equipment, you want to know that you're getting the best bang for your buck. You don't want to just be like, oh, I'm gonna blindly go out and get all this stuff. No. So that's why I follow 4 different types, and probably more than that actually. And I go so it's not just YouTube. I check on different articles. But anyways, case in point, he was talking about he's been doing YouTube videos for 10 years, and today is his 10-year anniversary of doing Jared Fronos. He had a few clips in there where they were from like the beginning of where he started, and I was like, I was taken aback. I was taken back a little bit, because I was thinking like, wow. So, and we don't always think that people come from somewhere, people begin somewhere, and his production value is amazing, but I just never really thought about it. I don't think about it all the time when I'm looking at people like, hey, he started somewhere or she started somewhere. They had to begin from somewhere, right? That was not my initial thought. I'm I'm researching lenses and cameras. I'm not really thinking about that, and he does such a good job. So this is why I follow. He's one of the guys I follow. But looking at those little clips from years ago, it had me thinking about my channel, and like I know that I haven't been really consistent, and despite all the algorithms and all that, I know those all play a part in how many people will actually get to see this. And he even mentioned himself, like back in the day when YouTube was first a thing, you could find his video easily by just typing in whatever the actual content it was in the title. But because of the algorithm and everything like that, it's not so easy anymore. And despite all that, his main thing was that if you're going to invest in the long game, then you have to invest in the long game. You can't get into something that you know is going to take time and just, well, I guess it's not working out for me. No matter if you're working on a YouTube channel or you're working on yourself, you're working on photography, you're working on art, building a business, it's all gonna take time. And that was the most important takeaway for me, is because like I said, I'm not really consistent, and I'm trying my best to be better at this. I'm trying to be better at putting out information for people, not just myself, but what I know, because I know there are people that listen. There are people that I know that would like a voice that's close to them, that's like, hey man, I know what you're going through. That's all I look for too. I mean, if I had somebody to look for, to, I guess, to be my senpai. If you don't know what senpai means, it's Japanese for someone that you look up to. If I had that, and there are instances that I do, but a lot of times I don't have someone like that, and it's like, well, what am I gonna do about it? Sean Tucker, he mentions in his video that he talks about labels and just how people tend to put labels on your arts and craft, and usually those are the ones that are like, they're insecure, they want to be the gatekeepers of creativity. Anyways, case in point, Sean Tucker had mentioned that you gotta do something, you gotta act, you can't just, I think they both actually said this, I'm getting them mixed up, but both Jared Polin and Sean Tucker mentioned that there comes a point, and people come and go, and you will figure out within yourself if this is something you're truly passionate about, or it's something that's maybe you do for fun. Maybe, and that's fine. I have fun with my work, and when I do have fun with my work, it's amazing. And regardless of whether I'm making money from it or not, if I'm having fun doing what I enjoy doing, then I know I'm going in the right direction. That's another thing that Sean Tucker mentioned. And he mentioned that, shoot what makes you happy, not what other people label you or want you to be. And just the major takeaways from those is that I know I'm not the best at what I do. I'm always working on myself. I'm always working on my craft, and I know lately it's been just difficult to do anything because we've all been shut in. Trust me, I know. I'm here. I'm in my room right now. and I probably would be in my room anyways at this time of day, even if I was working. So I'm here. I'm with you. I'm not fake. I'm human like you, and I know that it has not been an easy time for anybody. No matter who you are, what you do, it's not been easy, and that's another reason why I'm making this video, because I feel like it's the first of many like it, and I want to do my part. I want to give back to the community. That's all I really wanted to do in this whole thing, and not just because of the whole thing that's going on or the protest, but just in general. I created this channel with some vision in mind, and it's not always clear. Even Jared Polin and all the knowledge he has about the different gear and equipment that he uses and recommends or doesn't recommend to people, he mentioned something that he wasn't really sure, and he's still not really sure what he wants to do with his life. And I gotta be honest, I feel where he's coming from, because I don't always know where I'm going, and especially now in this time of uncertainty, I don't know what 10 days from now is going to bring. I don't know what next year is going to bring, and nobody knew what this year was going to bring. I figure in some alternative universe I'd be doing something totally different right now, but I'm not, and that's fine. Everything happens for a reason. Whether you believe in fate, God, or whatever, everything happens for a reason, and it's not so much what's going on, it's more so how you're going to handle it, how you handle yourself in any given situation. That's the best thing I can do. That's the best thing anyone can do. Kind of going on about what Sean Tucker was talking about in regards to shooting what makes you happy, and just, saying screw labels. Those people are always going to be there. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be somebody that's insecure about your work. And I was thinking about something. I was thinking back last year. I had shot with a model, and I won't tell you her name. I won't even say what kind of shoot it was. Just, I'll keep it at that. Anyway, so I do this shoot. This was probably the most ambitious shoot that I've ever done. Editing wise, the shoot itself was actually fairly easy to set up. It's just, I set it up, the lighting, everything like that. And all in all, it was a long shoot. And the editing process was very, very ambitious because of the type of shoot it was. All the hard work and everything, and the model basically told me that my work was crap. I think it was more of a harsh way of saying, well, you overdid it. And it hit me really hard. It took a lot out of me. I stopped shooting for a while, and not just because of that. There were other things going on. In hindsight, and I actually eventually I got over it. I was like, you know what? You can think that. That's your opinion. But I think it looks amazing, and most people think it looks amazing. So, but the fact is, it bothered me for a while because it was a lot of hard work that went into that shoot and that edit, and I wanted to make everybody happy. And if you're an artist, photographer, there's no way that's even possible. You're not going to make everybody happy, so the most important thing is to make yourself happy. And not even saying that in a selfish way, but if there's no clients that are paying you and you're not like jacking up the shoot in that way, then all that really matters is that you're shooting what makes you happy. You're shooting the art. You're creating something that nobody else in this world could have created at that moment in time. And that's what's really important. Not the fact that, hey, this model that, hey, I'm just a college student. What do I know? What does she know? And I most of the time I respect people's opinions. And I respect their opinions. Hey, it's your opinion. And I learned, it's like, yeah, you can't make everybody happy. You can try. And I just decided, you know what? That's fine. But you know what? At the end of the day, she posted that photo. She may not have posted my fully developed, edited one, but my basically edited one, she still posted it. Just saying. So there was something she liked about it. Despite the fact that she didn't like my fully edited one, she still liked my basically edited one. So that's a compromise. I'll take it. At the end of the day, if I'm not happy, then why am I doing this? And that's another thing I've been kind of thinking about. That's one of the reasons why I've been holding off on shoots. I don't know, like, if people notice that. I'm sure they do. It's like, why isn't he going on these shoots, whatever. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes it's not necessarily the people. The people are always amazing. The people I shoot with, I usually don't have a problem with them at all. It's more so the reasoning. Why am I shooting? Why is it always, why sometimes I feel like I'm working. Like, I'm working, but I'm not getting paid. Like, what the heck, Usually if I'm doing it for fun, I don't mind. It's different. It's an experiment. I used to do, there's a very few models that I have shot with that I have gone on shoot and, like, they were like a muse. Like, everything, we were like 100%, 110% in sync. And other times I shoot with models and it's like, I feel like I'm working. And it's nothing against them. They may not even realize that what they're asking is a little bit much. And I've seen these relationships between photographers and models break down because it's like they don't respect us. This is for a topic for a different day, and it's very important. But I just want to say that sometimes, and a model actually said this. She said this to me, that she respects photographers that actually charge for their work versus like trade. And not to say that I'm always doing it for free, but I do a lot of trade work. That's another topic for a different day. But she told me that because she does, some trade work here and there. I won't say her name, but she has told me that she respects people that actually charge for their work more so than people that do a lot of trades or quote unquote free work. It's a topic for a different day. I wanted to say that. So I'm saying that because when I look at how I have worked with some models or other photographers have worked with models, and I've seen this time and time again. Models, not all of them, but some of them, very few of them, they don't respect, and they just say, hey, let's do this, and it's a constant, hey, let's do this, it's cool. And I love the enthusiasm, I really do. But when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking like, well, it's not my idea, and that's fine. I'm cool with that being somebody else's idea. But if it's something that doesn't really benefit me as, say, on a personal level, fulfillment, on a business level, because I'm actually taking my foot off the gas, or I have been taking my foot off the gas when it comes to trade shoots. I'm doing less because I'm focusing on business and how I'm gonna make money from this. It's not a selfish thing, but this gear don't pay for itself, and I'm looking at all of these things and just the logistics of it. If you look at it, it's like, well, it's great. I mean, I have nothing against trade, and I've said this time and time again. I have nothing against trade, but there is a time when that trade should be really a paid shoot, and not, like I said, this is a topic for a different day, and I've done a couple podcasts about this already. I should perhaps put that in the description, but I just wanted to say, because what I was thinking about when Sean had mentioned about shooting what makes you happy, and if I'm not happy, if there's something that's not going down that path of what I'm passionate about in photography, and it becomes work for me, and I'm not getting compensated in any way other than being in somebody's company, which is great, but I feel like, what am I really doing here? What is the end goal? What is the end game? And I know photographers personally that have kind of gotten fed up, and it shouldn't be like this at all. It shouldn't be like, well, this drama or whatever. It's like, and they stopped shooting because of it. And I like I said, I stopped shooting because it hit me hard when that model told me that. And she didn't say that in those words. So basically, she said that, and it took me a couple of months, maybe longer, just to get over that. And I figured, you know what, screw it. It's like Sean Tucker says, you know what, I don't have to be in this box. It's my art, not yours. I created it, even though, and I respect, and I have the utmost respect and of people's time, and I really wanted to put something out there that was great, and I feel like I did. And she didn't like it. Initially, she didn't like it, but she wanted something for the Instagram, and she eventually is like, well, I'm gonna put this up, the basic edit. It wasn't raw. I don't give out raw images, and I suggest if you're a photographer, don't do that. I didn't mind. It was a compromise on my part, so she asked for permission, so and it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's pretty much, there were some things that needed to be corrected, but other than that, it was pretty much finished. The extra was actually, it was a more of a tutorial I was kind of going through. Anyways, case in point, don't let anybody put you in a box. Don't let anybody label you just for their own self-gratification or their insecurities or anything like that. And knowing that this is going to be a long game, stick in there, just stick to it. I mean, it's fine if you want to do this for fun. I'm not saying you have to make money. I'm not saying you have to be a professional and do this. There's plenty of people that do photography just for fun. I did it for fun for the longest time, and right now I'm developing into something that I can do for fun while making income, so I can actually buy the equipment and make even more awesome stuff and show the world. And that's gonna come down the line, but for now, we'll start where we're at, and this is where I'm at. And if you're here with me, join me on this journey, because there's gonna be more videos like this There's gonna be more podcasts. I normally have done more podcasts regarding photography, and so I might do future dual cast, but on the video side of it, being that it's edited, I'll have like pictures I can put in there and edit it on my computer and that sort of thing. So that's only going to improve the production value of stuff that I plan on putting out in the future. So stay tuned for that. Basically, like I said, if you're investing in yourself for the long game, don't take shit from anybody about your work. Yes, it's important to learn the basics. If you're just starting out, you learn the basics and respect those people that are doing better than you are. But also, there comes a time when you're gonna have to stop listening to certain people because they're haters or they're insecure. They may not even be a hater, they just may be insecure about what they do. And I feel like I'm at a place in between where sometimes it still hits me when somebody doesn't post a photo of mine or whatever, for whatever reason. And on the other side of that, you know what? It's cool. I made the photo, I'm gonna post it on my stream, and people are gonna look at it and they're gonna enjoy it or not. There's plenty of people that look at the photo on Instagram, but there's only 10% or something like that actually like it. The 90% just like, yeah, boop, boop, boop. Whatever. That's all I'm saying. It's, you're always gonna have people like that, and if you're gonna be in on the long game, don't beat yourself up too much about little stuff. Or it's little stuff, really. At the end of the day, it's little stuff that it's kind of like people throwing pebbles at you, like, stop it, and just adds up, like, I just want to freaking choke them out. But you don't want to do that. I'm not glorifying violence or anything like that. It's not cool. But be yourself. It's not always easy. It's easier to be somebody else versus somebody being yourself. Nobody wants to be themselves. It's like, it's so awkward. It's like, that guy on TV, I want to. There's certain things you can grab from people and kind of make it your own. That's cool. And I kind of went on a different tangent with this. I'm just saying, like, there's always going to be people that are insecure, label makers, and people that are just wanting you to fit inside their box. As Sean Tucker mentioned in his video, I will put his and Jared Polin's video down in the description area, so please give those a watch. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe, because I plan to do more of these types of videos in the future, and hopefully maybe I can get a better background in time. But it's not bad. This is actually the first time I've used my computer and door and painting on the wall as a background, so that's new. I usually shoot from the opposite, and there's just a bunch of crap in the bag, and it's a window with no there's a window with no curtains, and it's just like, I prefer this over that. But if you have feedback, please let me know. I really hope this message got through. If you're watching this, and if you're new, or if you're experienced, or if you're somewhere in the middle, it doesn't really matter. I hope that you learn from this, and if you think somebody else can learn from this, please share my video to as many people as you think that will get something out of it. Not just to share, just for the followers. I mean, I don't really care. I have probably a good 13 subscribers, to be honest, maybe more than that. It'd be great to have more, but I'm not in it for that. I'm not in it for that at all. Initially, I was, when I first started this, it was my goal to be like, okay, 100 subscribers. And I think about the numbers and IG and Facebook. It's like, you know what? The numbers are important, but not for the fulfilling reasons. The numbers are good for getting the algorithm to get more people to watch your content. That's all the numbers are really good for if you really think about it. And it's kind of like this game, and if you know what the game is, it's like the game is there, but I'm not here to play the game. Now, I will be honest with you, there are certain times of the week or day I do post because I know how the game is, or you kind of figure out, well, most people will watch the video at this time of day or look at this picture during this time of the week, and you just kind of have to play sometimes for more people to view your work. I mean, what's the point of putting it up if nobody's gonna look at it? And maybe that's the whole point. Maybe that is the point. Maybe it doesn't matter who looks at it. Maybe just the fact that it's there and you posted it, and there's some merit in that. I'm kind of in the middle of that right now. It's like, I know it's important to post things that you want to post because, and that's what I've been doing lately. I'm not really so much hung up on the numbers. I played that game. I know people that are just like, they're just like pulling their hair out because, yeah, I'm not getting as many, followers or people liking my stuff. Like, it's a game, bro. I mean, it's literally an algorithm playing with people, playing with your followers. Basically your photo doesn't get seen by everybody, and for obvious reasons. I mean, everybody can't see everything. It would be just that's part of the reason why the algorithm was created in the first place, and there's other reasons now which is kind of shady. So yeah, don't pay to boost your stuff because it probably doesn't work, but that's a topic for a different day. Anyways, I want to thank every one of you for coming to view this video, to view this change that I'm presenting to my channel for future videos and for future content to come out. Just regarding the philosophy and psychology of being a creative and being a photographer, at least being an artist for me and a photographer. And I hope and I hope that people get something out of it. It's not just me talking to you. I hope this is a conversation. Hope it's a discussion. And of course, if you have anything to add, please by all means put it in the comment section. And again, if you think somebody can get, if you know somebody that can definitely benefit from this, share the link. Just tap that little little arrow thing that goes like, tap that thing, and of course like and subscribe. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for much. That's about it. If you got anything to add, please put it in the comment section. That's all I'm asking. Anyways, we show out. Until next time, cheers. Be safe out there, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, be safe. I know, again, there's a lot of stuff going on out there, so be safe. And if you're going to be protesting, please peacefully protest. I know there's gangsters or whatever out there starting shit. It's people are gonna capitalize on it. I know. I don't want to go on this tangent right now about it, but just be safe, and also be safe from the other stuff that's going on that you know about. So, anyways, this is me show. Until next time, cheers.